Hi, welcome back to my channel. I'm Gerard the Watt, owner and witch of Earth's Curious Goods, and today I'm going to show you a spell to attract new friends. This spell is kind of designed for those that are just having a hard time making friends, or maybe it's a little harder for you to connect. Well, stay tuned, because this spell might just be the spell for you. If you're new around these parts, I'm Gerard, and I just share videos of inspiration, magic, and wonder. So don't forget to subscribe, and if you like today's video, give it a like. So without further ado, let's begin. Okay, so we're going to need a few things. First, we're going to need some honey. You can also substitute sugar in for the honey, but one of the two you'll definitely need. We'll need a pink candle, some lavender. Lavender is also optional. You'll need some rose quartz crystals, a quartz crystal, and those can also be optional as well. They just enhance your spell even more. You're going to need a fireproof safe dish. You're also going to need a brown paper bag or brown paper. You can also substitute just regular white computer paper. Even lined paper is fine. You're going to definitely need something to light the candle with, so like a lighter or matches. You're also going to need a permanent marker. As all of you always know, I always use a permanent marker. It just helps reinforce my spell work that I want it to be permanent, nothing that fades or is temporary. So now we're going to take our brown paper bag and we are just going to rip it apart. Everything for me is very symbolic, very magical, so I tore it clockwise because I want to draw things toward me. I also tore towards me to symbolize that I want things to come towards me, that this spell is to attract, okay? Now, the point of this spell is to give you a glow, a friendship glow. It's sort of like you become a magnet, so for people that match your frequency, and that should be your friend, because that's what we're doing. So now we don't want any straight edges, so I have some straight edges here, so I'm just going to turn it clockwise and I'm just going to tear towards me. For those of you that have seen my previous video on petition magic and how to do a petition, you understand why I'm tearing away the straight edge corners. So there we go. Ta-da-da. Okay, so we have our brown paper bag, or brown paper. Now the next thing is we're going to write all the attributes that you want in a friend, or that you see being a good trait that your friend would have. So I am going to just write a few things. I'm not really doing the spell, so for me, I'm just going to give you an example. Honesty, trust, love, and these are all words that describe a good friend for me. Loyal, always there for me. And these are just a few things. You're gonna, of course, write down things that, you know, you find important in a friend. Okay, so it should look something like that. See? Do-do-do-do-do. And as you notice, I started from the top and I started writing towards me. Remember, all of this is drawing. I'm gonna give myself a glow. And as you're writing these things, you wanna see this, okay? Honesty, what does that look like to you? You know, what does trust look like to you? It's almost like a tongue twister. Look. Anyhow, love, loyalty, always there for me, things like that. What does it look to you? You want to imagine it, okay, as you're writing these things. And of course, you're writing from the top and bringing it down, okay? Now, at the very bottom, you're going to just draw the best you can. I'm not even the best at 2 hearts, okay? And the 2 hearts would be touching each other, not interlocking, just 2 hearts side by side, okay? So hopefully, da-da-da. So it looks like that. So 2 hearts that look side by side, okay? And that's at the very bottom of it. That's just a symbol of friendship. Now, for me, that is what represents friendship. You can just do something that's like an infinity symbol. An infinity symbol, maybe it's two circles that are close together, two stick people, you know, make the magic your own, okay? So there we are, okay? And now we're gonna fold it towards us, clockwise, fold it towards you, clockwise, fold it towards you, and clockwise, fold it towards you. Okay, there you go. So it's kind of smaller piece, okay? Now, one thing that I forgot to mention is you're gonna want something sharp to inscribe on the pink candle. And pink, we're using pink because it represents friendship, love. Make no mistake, a friendship is about love, okay? Love has so many different meanings, and it has so many different traits, and friendship is one that we are trying to do. So, but I'm going to go ahead and use a toothpick to inscribe on the candle. And so those same hearts, or if you did two stick figures or two circles, whatever represented friendship to you, you're going to inscribe on the candle. So I'm just going to do two hearts touching each other, you know, side by side, but not interlocking. For me, that would represent like a relationship or more of a different type of love. This is a friendship, okay? Ta-da! Okay. Okay, and on the other side, so I drew my hearts on one side, I'm just gonna turn the candle clockwise, and then on the other side, I'm just going to draw the pentagram. And the pentagram, if some of you don't know what that is, it's just a star, okay? Now, it's not a symbol for just an ordinary star. It is a very old symbol in many cultures, from the Renaissance days to the Romanticisms and philosophy. The star can represents, at least for me, what I believe is that it represents the five elements, so the earth, air, fire, and water, and then of course spirit. And then for me, it represents the higher power, the universe, the spirit that's helping to collectively unify the five elements all together, and spirit being the fifth element for me. And it embodies those four elements, earth, air, fire, and water. So it helps, you know, put them in unison. So it just represents that. So, and it can mean many things, you know, across the board. But for me, that's what I believe in, and that's what it represents for me. So I'm putting that on there. Now, of course, make the magic your own. If it doesn't resonate for you, then you're going to do the symbol that helps you on that other side. It could be a goddess symbol, it could be the sun symbol, it could be one of the elemental symbols, it could be a rune, but just make sure that the first symbol that you drew represented friendship, and on the other side, something that helps you spiritually connect to it. So for me, the elements and then the universe and the spirits of the pentagram helps me represent that and helps me resonate with this spell, okay? So there we are. And then my fireproof safe dish, I'm gonna just place my candle there. Okay. And then now I'm going to just light it. Hopefully it lights. Okay, and now that you've lit the candle, you are now going to use your honey or sugar if you use sugar. Okay, and you're just going to make a circle around the candle, going clockwise. Perfect. Make sure when you put the sugar around the candle or when you did the honey around it, that the circle is complete, that it's not an open circle, okay? That just helps represent that the power is contained and that it's forever, it's infinity, okay? You want this friendship to last. Next, you're gonna take your lavender, if you're using lavender, and you're also gonna make a circle within. Okay? And lavender helps represent luck and abundance, and it helps with protection and cleansing. So we're gonna just put a little bit of lavender. Serenity, calmness. Of course, you don't want like your friendship to be kind of like violent. That probably would not be good, huh? But yeah, if you're using lavender, if you're not using any herbs, then of course you would skip this step, okay? And your crystals, okay? And we're using rose quartz because rose quartz helps represent a very loving energy. The quartz crystal helps amplify. The rose quartz helps bring loving energy, and the quartz crystal helps bring and amplify the energy, helps store the energy as well, because of course you want this to be amplified. So, and that is totally optional. So if you don't have rose quartz crystals, that's perfectly fine. That does not mean that your spell's not going to work. These are just things to help the spell along, okay? Help it manifest on this plane a lot quickly. Next, you're going to take the paper that you drew all your attributes, you did your visualization, and we folded it, and you're just going to burn it, okay? And be careful when you're burning it. You're going to place it within the circle. It's okay if it's touching the candle if you noticed. There we go. And that just represents that it's now, I want it to manifest quickly. Fire, the element fire is used, especially in symbolism, to make things go quickly as it consumes my petition, my wish. I want this to happen immediately, as soon as possible, okay? Now that it's now nice and burned, you're going to recite this spell, this chant. Honey sweetness, honey flows, I attract new friendships with this glow. Close your eyes and see that light. See it surrounding you. See it enveloping you. How you are now a magnet for friendship, for love, for light. Imagine that when you go out, you notice that people are more attracted to you, people that match those attributes, that are wanting to be your friend, okay? We're gonna let the candle burn down completely. Now, if it's a large candle, then of course it may take time, so you just wanna light it over time. You don't have to recite that spell. If you feel more comfortable, I would highly recommend it, but it's not needed. Just make sure that that candle does burn down completely. You get it all the way burnt down. If you are going to leave it to burn down, don't leave it unattended, of course. You're gonna wanna watch it because you don't want a fire started, okay? Fire is a wonderful element, but of course, when not in a controlled environment, it can run rampant, and we don't want that. Now, the final part for this spell is you have to go out. You have to do something different, okay? I know, especially with, the pandemic still probably going out, you probably can't go out as much, but like, try something different, okay? Try to join groups. This spell is not gonna just plop a friend on your doorstep, or you're not gonna wake up and suddenly there's a friend looking at you. Not gonna happen, okay? But it is going to draw those people, those attributes that you wrote down, how you see a friend. You're gonna notice that people are gonna be more friendly towards you, and they're gonna wanna be your friend. So it's gonna be your choice, of course, to be their friend, but this just helps you meet people that are wanting to be your friend. So you can forge new friendships, but you have to get out your comfort zone, okay? So if you wanna just do everything virtual these days, that's fine. Join a group, maybe a Facebook group, an Instagram group, or enter one of those Zoom meetings and just try something different. Go to the park, or just be very open when you're in a coffee shop or in the store. Just keep your senses open and just notice, okay? And you might meet a new friend, who knows? But what I would recommend is, of course, before you enter, like say you're going to go to a coffee shop, try to recite the spell. Just close your eyes if you can, or just kind of say it quietly in your mind's eye. Honey sweetness, honey flows, I attract new friendships with this glow. And remember that glow, just see it glowing, and it's attracting new people towards you, friendships towards you, those forever friendships, okay? And like always, when the candle has burnt down, you're gonna wanna just bury everything. So the herbs, if you did, the ashes of the paper that you burned, the wax remains, you wanna bury all of that. Or you can also, put it into a flowing river. But yes, if you don't have access to all of that, do not worry, just make the magic your own. You can go ahead and just discard it in the trash and just know that your spell is done and it's working. But try to bury it or throw it into a river or into the ocean or something of that nature, okay? Well, I hope you liked today's video. And if you did, don't forget to give it a like. And if you want to see more videos like this, subscribe so you can be notified when I post a new one. So, as always, stay earthy, stay magical, and don't forget, love yourself and others. Bye for now.